Welcome back to the DFS Special.
I'm your host.
We're DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the
Listen, you got 150 entries and then you're a shark, and I don't fuck with you. So
There's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the year. Get your shit together with your Snowflake thing. I'm at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night.
get them in your lineups, get them in there, and let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300. What is going on? What's happening? This is your boy, the DFS Jerusalem. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about what happened last night, going over the feature for players of the night, taking a look at this big 9-game slate that we do have jumping off Friday. It is December 22nd. Of course, the DFS Jerusalem is in the house. I'm here to help you out, get you started, lay the groundwork for what should be a very solid Friday night NBA slate. Just to take a look, kind of go over a couple of things real quick. Just want to throw this out because, of course, I want you to know exactly what we're working with. So we're going to be going over to NBA.com, taking a look at the scores and schedule. We did have 5 games of NBA action last night. One of those games still in progress. The San Antonio Spurs at the Utah Jazz. Doesn't look like this one is going to really shape the landscape of the entire night. But we had close games throughout. The biggest win was my New York Knicks beating the Boston Celtics. And I was all for playing light tonight. Like I played extremely light. I played less than half of my normal buy-in because I just didn't like the slate. I didn't like the way that news was coming out right before the lineups locked. Like we didn't even have a read on how some of the key ingredients to the slate were going to go. So I played very lightly. I really suggested that the crew kind of play lightly. I just didn't like the slate tonight. I didn't feel comfortable going full bore on a slate like this. So let's go ahead. We do have 9 games on deck, and these are pretty good games. I like this. Not everybody's going to be on a back-to-back good because we only had 5 games last night. So there's some really good star power here. We do have some injury stuff that we do need to chop up some. But let's go ahead and jump into a little bit of what happened last night. Let's go ahead and jump to the feature 4 players tonight. These are the 4 most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS Sweatshop, in the Facebook VIP, and as well as on Twitter. Let's go ahead and start with the who dat scoring all them points over there, player of the night. And this can only go to one cat, man. The homie, Mike Beasley. 5.2K. He played 25 minutes, point per minute monster here. 32 points, 12 boards, 1 assist, a 3-point shot he did make. He did have 5 turnovers, but that's just going to show you how involved he was in the offense. And this came off of one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a guy so good. I'm talking about Kristaps Porzingis. Horrible. The only reason why he didn't make the Snowflake of the night is because nobody was on him. Nobody really wanted to play him. We didn't know if he was going to play like up until right before lineups locked. I had none of them, so I didn't feel comfortable making him a Snowflake of the night. He just wasn't. He's not healthy. He wasn't playing well. At one point he was 0 for 11, bro. He had a horrible game. So that thinking about that, thinking about him coming off of that injury, Michael Beasley should have been on a lot of our minds when we didn't know exactly if Porzingis was going to start or be on administrative limit or have some type of restriction or something like that. We should have been a little bit closer to Michael Beasley. And at 48 DraftKings points, man, that was just excellent. Shout out to you, the who dat scoring all the points over there play tonight, Mr. Michael Beasley, the #1 draft pick. Next guy I'm going to talk about is the how did I miss that play tonight? And that is going out to Rashawn Holmes. We knew right before lineups locked we weren't going to see Joel Embiid. That should have not only put us on Richaun Holmes, it should have put us on Dario Saric. But Richaun Holmes, man, 27 minutes for him, 15 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, had a block, a steal, only 1 turnover. A very solid game for Richaun Holmes in a losing effort. And the dude is just instant energy off of the bench, man. Whenever you think he's going to get 20-plus minutes, you should definitely be taking a look at him. And he's a guy that I talked about in the shop and just didn't get around to playing him because I played lightly, didn't play a lot of lineups. Next guy I'm going to talk about is the heat check play tonight. This came back to bite me in the arse because I only had DeMar DeRozan in one lineup. It was in my Toronto stack. I wasn't really feeling him. I thought that he would see a lot of Robert Covington defense, and he did for a moment. And then Rocco went to the locker room, came back, and didn't play any more defense on DeMar DeRozan, and he proceeded to go off. In 39 minutes, he had 45 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, hit 6 3-point shots, a couple steals, a block. I mean, he just went off and had a fantastic game. Shout out to you, DeMar DeRozan. You are the heat check play of the night. And now, we must talk about that one motherfucker.
Snowflake, snowflake, Lilo, snowflake, Lilo, snowflake, falling from the sky. Snowflake, snowflake, Lilo, snowflake, falling, 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 falling on my head.
You, Mr. Ben Simmons, tonight, you're a motherfucking snowflake with your old snowflake ass, and I'm not going to roster your bitch ass again. Now, this is fucking ridiculous, okay? This is so fucking ridiculous. Because you would think that, this is to show you how needy and how dependent Ben Simmons is. You would think that with another guy who's going to be tops on the team in usage being taken off of the court, okay? Now, I kind of liked Ben Simmons. I was like, yeah, I can play him. I can get there. But then when Joel Embiid was removed from the game, I was like, man, this is going to go one of two ways. Either he's going to get all the usage and score a ton of points, or he's not going to have somebody to take the pressure off of him. The pressure is going to be all on him, and he's not going to perform well. And it was a little bit of both things that happened. Dario Saric stepped up and balled the fuck out. Ben Simmons, he had one of his best scoring games of the season with 20 points. But he didn't do all the other things that we know Ben Simmons can do. Like he didn't rebound like we normally think he would, approaching double figures in rebounds. He didn't get the assist that we thought he was going to get. Didn't get the defensive stats. No steals, only 1 block, and he turned the ball over 7 times. So not only was ball security an issue, not only was ball security an issue for Ben Simmons, it was just him just not doing everything that he's been doing so far this season. So tonight, Mr. Simmons, you are a fucking snowflake with your snowflake ass, and I'm not going to roster your bitch ass again. Let's get on with the rest of the motherfucking show. First game we got is going to be the New York Knicks. My New York Knicks going to Detroit to take on the Pistons. This is the second leg of a back-to-back. Yo, once the homie decided to miss his first 11 shots, it should have been no point in continuing to play this dude and roll him out there. But Chris has played a lot of minutes. He's priced down to 8.4, which is 100 less than he was last night. I really don't love him in this spot, but I think he is playable. So we're gonna highlight Kristaps Porzingis here at 8.4. Enes Kanter 6.2. I like him in this spot. I really don't think that there's an answer for what he does on the offensive boards. We know Drummond's gonna get a ton of rebounds at 8.6. We already know that. I do think Kanter is a cheaper option that we can use at the center spot. I do like him. Jarrett Jack at 4.6, not a guy that I particularly like. I would go to Frank Nitti at 4K. That's a guy that I can definitely use. Now, be careful because there is a chance that Kristaps may not play. He is dealing with a knee issue. He says he will play during Thursday's game against the Celtics and have no minutes restriction. But it's a back-to-back, so he could be limited in some way on this back-to-back. So I want you to really pay attention to that as we move forward. On the Detroit side, we finally get Andre Drummond under 9K. I've been waiting for a spot like this. Now, we know that, Enes Kanter, man, is a tenacious rebounder, especially on the offensive glass. But there's none better in the league than Andre Drummond. And at 8.6K, I think I like him in this spot. The Knicks are bad. Detroit is not very good, so it should be a lot of missed shots and a lot of opportunities for rebounds and putbacks for Andre Drummond. He's a guy that I'm kind of looking at just to headline a few lineups with. I've got Tobias Harris at 6K. I like that price on him being fairly cheap. I've got no issue there. Didn't play Ben in short slump. You wait till that's over. Yeah, it makes sense. He's talking about Ben Simmons. That makes sense. Reggie Jackson is now 5.5. And against the Knicks, man, in Detroit, you've got to give that some consideration. Reggie Bullock shit the bed for everybody last time out. That could change, man. Yo, people can turn shit around against the Knicks here. He only had 5.5 points in 24 minutes. But he's coming up for 2 really solid games of 25 and 30 before that. So maybe that's somebody that we can consider. Ish Smith at 3.8. Don't really love that one. Next game we got is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans going to Orlando to take on the Magic here. Boogie 11-1. Anthony Davis 10-5. Davis has been the cleaner play as of late. Boogie a little bit more volatile and really hasn't been crushing a hitting value, man. 49, 42. Yo, Boogie hasn't made value since that game against Denver when he dropped that 81. Like, he hasn't made value in quite some time. And we know that against Orlando, that's a prime spot for either of these guys to really get off. So I'm going to highlight Anthony Davis. I'm going to highlight DeMarcus Cousins here. There's a good chance that we won't have Aaron Gordon here. He is a game-time decision. And you don't want to play Aaron Gordon, bro. You don't want Aaron Gordon matched up against Anthony Davis, man. Okay, he's been downgraded to doubtful. So there's a good chance he doesn't play. Good. Yeah, Cantor on a back-to-back on the road. I'm taking Drummond. Yeah, oh, definitely. I agree 100%. So we got Elfrid Payton, who is still under 6K. I like him at 5.6. I think you gotta give him a look, especially after what he did last game, man. The 36 points last game, 35.5 was classic. What we know of him, what we know him to do. So I think Payton at 5.6 is going to be in play. Vooch at 8.9. Don't think you can't play bigs against New Orleans Pelicans, man. You really can. They are suspect against bigs. Drew Holiday, yes, 7.3. I do like that. Rajon Rondo just not been getting a lot of minutes, man. He just hasn't been getting them. 14 minutes in the last game, 29, 18. It looks like they're kind of like rotating minutes here. And that 29 minutes that he got was in an overtime game. So I'm going to curb my enthusiasm when it comes to Rajon Rondo, man. I'm going to be listening out throughout the day to see if there's any other developments that come up. But Drew Holiday, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins look to be very playable here for me. And maybe some Jameer Nelson at 3.4 could be in play as well as a cheap punt option off of the bench. Mario Hezonja at 4.7. If he gets to start, of course, he's going to be in play. Jonathan Isaac at 3.3. Game time decision is a tag that we see associated with him. It appears that he aggravated the right ankle injury on Wednesday. So, okay, cool. So we got to be on the lookout for that too and make sure Jonathan Isaac is going to be in or out or whatever. And if that be the case, man, that just opens the door up for cats like DJ Augustine at 3.8. I kind of like him. Jonathan Simmons, man, is now down to 6.6. That's got to be usable as well. Yo, this could be a good game, bro. There's no over-under for this game yet, but I've got to imagine it's well over 200. I've got to imagine it's well over 200. I like that one. Next game we got is going to be the Washington Wizards going to Brooklyn to take on the Nets here. 212-point total. John Wall looks to be full strength or approaching full strength, really approaching full strength. Anytime you get him under 9K, that is somebody who you must take a look at. And we love to attack Brooklyn, most specifically at the point guard spot and the center spot. And those are two really good correlating features for this Washington offense. You look at John Wall here at 8.7, Marcin Gortat at 5.2. I want to take a look at what he's done against Brooklyn in past games. That could help us. Okay, 20 against them earlier. That was without John Wall. 17, 38 last year, 40 last year. Of course, those are games where we saw John Wall John Wall was healthy in those spots. So yeah, man, I think Gortat is in play for me at 5.2. I really do. Especially if Otto Porter is a game time decision. If he's not playing, I'm gonna go back to Kelly Oubre. Man, he's got to have a good game at some point. He's got to. 16, 25, 24, 22, 26. He's got to have a good game at some point. Bradley Beal at 7.5 is, of course, he is going to be in play for me as well. And I'm not a big fan of Markieff Morris here at 4.4, but he's just so cheap. You may want to have a look there. On the other side, Rondé Hollis Jefferson at 6K. Definitely want to have a look at him. I do like Damari Carroll at 4.8, and I think Spencer Dinwiddie is in play at 6.4. Karis LeVert coming off the bench is going to be somebody who a lot of folks like, but I'm not very high on him. Oh, yes, Jeremy Ladd brings up a good point when he talks about Mike Scott coming off of the bench at 4.6. That price is up on him, man. It is. And we've got to... Okay, so if Porter is out, that does make Mike Scott look a little bit more appealing. It does. It really does. With Otto Porter hip sideline, Scott remained hot as he scored at least 19 points for the third consecutive game. Until Porter returns, Scott has shown he can be a solid source of points, rebounds, and three-pointers. He has been on a good run, but he's not a very attractive long-term player to own still, since Porter's injury doesn't look to be too serious. Okay, yeah, I can agree there. Yeah, definitely. It's like if Porter's out and Oubre starts, if Oubre doesn't play well, Scott comes in and cleans it up. That's pretty much what happens. Next game we got is going to be the Los Angeles Clippers going to the Houston Rockets. So this is some Houston sort of a revenge narrative, but not really. It's a little light revenge narrative. The beautiful thing is Chris Paul probably will not play in this spot. So let's take some notes on him. He will not play. He's out. Oh, he's out. Paul exited the fourth quarter of Wednesday. Okay, so good. Yeah, Paul, yeah, he's already out. So we already know that. That's good. So with him being out, that's going to put Harden in play at 11.5. Eric Gordon, of course, at 5.9 is in play. I think Ariza is usable here. PJ Tucker at 4.4. And I think we're not going to get Clint Capella either. I think Clint Capella is out. Clint Capella should be out too. Yeah, his estimated return isn't until Christmas, but he's doubtful for this game. So without that, that's gonna put like Nene in consideration. PJ Tucker at 4.4. This could be a nice little stack spot. But remember how bad the Clippers are, though. You can't forget that. Milos at 4.9, usable, as is Austin Rivers. DeAndre Jordan, man, I'm not sure I could fuck with DeAndre Jordan because nobody's really gonna be setting the table for him. Sweet Lou Williams at 7.2. He could be in play here. Next game we got is going to be the Dallas Mavericks going to Miami. Goran Dragic looks to be a game-time decision, and this dude is under 6K, bro. Dragic is under 6K, and he has been dealing with this elbow all season long. Didn't make the start last time out. That's why we saw so much Tyler Johnson. We saw a lot of Dion Waiters. Man, I got to look at Kelly Olynyk here at 5.6. Josh Richardson, the price 6.1. That's just too high for me. I do think Tyler Johnson is in play if we don't see Goran Dragic. And I mean, you look at this, man. There's so many guys out, man. Dragic, Winslow be the game time decision. Hassan Whiteside, James Johnson, Magruder, Okare. Like, so many of these guys are out that it's kind of hard to not play them. Like, especially against the Dallas Mavericks, it's kind of hard to not play them. Bam looks to be in play. I just don't like the price on Josh Richardson. I think he's a little bit too expensive at 6.1. But how can you not look at these cats, man? This is crazy. Waiters, Olynyk, Bam, Tyler Johnson, even bum-ass Wayne Ellington, man. Jordan Mickey is still under 4K. That's a guy that you might want to look at. On the other side, Kleber at 3.9, I kind of like him. I think Wesley Matthews at 4.6 can be in play. What was the minutes count on Dennis Smith Jr., man? What did he do last time? Okay, okay. That's not bad. He played 21 minutes at 5K and got 28 points, and the price went down on him. Yo, Dennis Smith Jr., I like that, homie. And it's not like, if you play Dennis Smith Jr. at 4.8 and he's starting against Miami in Miami, which I hate playing point guards in Miami, it's not like he's getting healthy Goran Dragic defense. You know what I'm saying? Plus, Dennis Smith Jr. is super athletic cat. I'm going to test that. I like that 4.8. I think that's pretty much like that's one of the safer plays on the slate at 4.8. That's just super cheap, bro. That is just super cheap. Because, I mean, you got Dennis Smith Jr. and Yogi Ferrell at the same price. That is super cheap, bro. I'm going to have a look at that one. The next game we got is going to be the Charlotte Hornets going to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks. 211.5 point total here. We've got Giannis Antetokounmpo at 11.3. I think he is in play. I absolutely love Eric Bledsoe here. He's under 7K. He's a stud player in my opinion. He's got a lot of cats on the team to take the pressure off him while still being the primary ball handler. Great matchup against Kemba, who doesn't play very good defense on the ball. He's under 7K. Like, yo, I love this matchup for Eric Bledsoe. I really do, man. I think this is a prime spot for Eric Bledsoe. I love him in the spot. Chris Middleton at 7.4. I don't love that. But I think he's playable. And this is going to be tough because you got a lot of Tony Snell is back, Dellavedova is back, Malcolm Brogdon is back, so that kind of muddies up that point guard minutes or the backup point guard minutes for the Milwaukee Bucks. So I would just stick to the guys that are going to be in the rotation. I know getting minutes, and I can leave that there. On the other side, Dwight Howard, man, is jumping off the page to me. What do you think Dwight Howard is going to do to fucking John Henson? Like, Dwight Howard is going to destroy John Henson. I would be much more inclined to play Dwight Howard away. On the road. At the Hive. But on the road, he has not been horrible on the road, and he's a double waiting to happen. Last road game against Houston, 55, 36, 18, 42, 41, 20. So he's not like super dope on the road, but I think he's playable in this spot most definitely. I really do. Nick Batum is now down to 5.5. I know it was said that we can't play him. The one thing that's gonna help here, okay, is if Michael Kidd-Gilchrist plays and he's gonna see a lot of minutes guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo, that means he's gonna be on the court forever. I want to take a look and see what the deal is with him. He is listed as probable for Friday's game against the Bucks with a right shoulder strain and the team's official game notes. Okay, cool. So I think he should be good to go. And at 4.4, I think he's usable. The defensive usage, man, just being on the court forever to guard Giannis, who plays 30-plus minutes every night. I think I'm going to enjoy playing him. I've got Jeremy Lamb, first guy off the bench at 4.9. I'm going to continue to play Jeremy Lamb until Nicholas Batum is in like 100% form. Until Batum is like 100% good, I'm going to continue to play Jeremy Lamb off of the bench because I think he's going to come in and he's going to get a lot of those Nick Batum minutes. So I'm going to definitely be looking at that. Then Frank Kaminsky at 3.9. That looks to be a usable play as well. Kemba is just so cheap at 6.8, but we've seen Milwaukee limit point guards. I think just for the simple fact that Kemba is 6.8, I think that makes him usable. I think it does. I mean, if you're looking at Kemba to get 30, you're looking at value here for Kemba is 36 points. Like, Kemba, if you can't get 36 points, if you can't get 36 points, something is fucking wrong. And he hasn't had 36 points in, like, oh man, 40 against Miami, 35 against Oklahoma City, 35 against the Lakers, 50 against Orlando. Like, come on, Kemba. He's usable here. He is. Next game we got is going to be the Atlanta Hawks going to Oklahoma City, taking on the Thunder. Russell Westbrook's 11.4. That guy's always in play. I like him in this spot. And I do like Steven Adams here at 6.5. Steven Adams would be my pivot play from like Dwight Howard. Like if I have Dwight Howard in the lineup, but I need a couple more hundred to move up to somebody else, to get somebody else, I would go down from Dwight Howard to Steven Adams in a heartbeat, engine of this team. And if he's not playing, bro, Dennis Schroeder is questionable for Friday's game due to an ankle injury. So he's got a bad wheel. And if he's not playing, bro, that's going to kind of like make us play Bazemore. It's going to put us on Bazemore here. And I think Bazemore's going to see some Paul George defense, which I don't love to play cats. Well, he's going to see George or Roberson, one of the two. He's going to see George or Roberson, and that's tough. The one good thing, though, is Paul George doesn't play the entire first quarter. Paul George is the first guy to come out, and I think that's going to help whoever he's guarding. Whoever Paul George is guarding, the fact that he's the first guy off, so they can bring in Jeremy Grant or Raymond Felton, that's going to help out. Because they do that so that Paul George could come back and lead the second team when Westbrook sits out most of the second quarter up until that last 5 to 3 minutes before the half. So I'm going to look at Bazemore here at 6.1 as a possible play. John Collins, he's been seeing minutes restrictions lately, which I can't really rock with him. Marco Bellinelli off of the bench at 3.7. They may need him to stay in this game, so I'm going to highlight him as a value play at 3.7. I kind of like that. The next game we got is going to be the Denver Nuggets going to Portland to take on the Trailblazers. This is supposed to be like the ultimate revenge joint. And I think no matter where this game is played, it's a revenge narrative because the Denver Nuggets, they made room on their roster for Nikola Jokic, who is only 7.4. They made room by getting rid of Nurkic. And I think Nurk has had like the advantage in this matchup. I really do. Let's take a look against the Nuggets. Well, he dropped that 62 on a bitch ass that one time, which is crazy. So I think this is a narrative that we're gonna hear about some throughout the day, and it's a really good one. It's a real narrative, because I mean you got to think like they got rid of you. This team that's coming to town got rid of you, thinking this dude was better than you. So then you add to the fact that CJ McCollum at 7K is gonna probably be the primary ball handler because Big Game Dame is going to be out. See, the first thing people are going to do, man, they're going to look at this and going to be like, oh my God, Dame Lillard's out. So that means we got to play Shabazz Napier. We got Shabazz everywhere. And while I do understand that, I get Shabazz as a solid play. He's actually pretty decent. I get that. I want to play Shabazz. But what I'm saying to you is, do not forget what usage is going to be available to the guys that are already on the court, the guys that are already starting. Don't just be lazy and go straight to the value in Shabazz Napier. Before you go there, look around the starting 5 or the starting 4, the other guys that are there already, and see what you can get from those guys. Because that usage is going somewhere. It's not all automatically going to Shabazz Napier. Now, the one thing that I do want to advise you on is whenever this is the one caveat, okay? Like let's just say that Nurkic was out and they're putting in Ed Davis for Nurkic. What I'm saying right now really applies, like 100% applies. But the fact that it's a point guard being taken off of the court in Damian Lillard, and Shabazz Napier probably is going to get the start at point guard, a guy who's going to be handling the ball, then that, you want to pay a little bit more attention to that. When it's a key position like that, point guard, you want to look at that. So don't sleep. Shabazz Napier is a good play, but I'm just saying, do not forget to give CJ McCollum a look, to give Yusuf Nurkic a look, to give Evan Turner a look, guys that are already in the starting rotation. So I think that a Portland stack is definitely going to be in the works for me. And not just a Portland stack, but it's a game stack on this altogether, man, because not only do I like a lot of these Portland guys, I like Jamal Murray at 5'8", because Dame had been doing a great job limiting opposing point guards. Well, he's out of there, man. And you're going to get Shabazz Napier matched up against Jamal Murray. And I think Jamal Murray can eat that. I kind of like that. You got Wilson Chandler, who's priced all the way down at 4.5. I like that. Mason Plumlee has been crushing at 4.4. I think he is in play. Of course, Nikola Jokic. I mean, this is not just Nurkic wanting to show that, they shouldn't have got rid of him and he's better than Jokic. This is Jokic like, I'm going to show you why they got rid of you. Come to your crib and I'm gonna get right. So I like that. And we saw Jokic get the start last time too. Then you got Will Barton at 5.9 if we don't see Gary Harris. This is a really nice game. I like this game. There's no over-under for this game yet either. Let's take a look at what Jokic has done against the Trailblazers, man. And if I got a big game here, okay, 26 and 42. That 40, okay. So he hasn't had the success that Nurk has had, because Nurk had a big 60-point game. But I think he's still in play, man. This is a game that I like. This is going to be a good one. Last game on the slate is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. Brook Lopez should be out, so that definitely means that we're going to see some shit that we saw the other day. Now, the one thing is there's no Josh Hart here starting because the game is in Los Angeles, and the big homie, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, will be allowed to play here. The question we asking is, he's still being allowed to practice with the team, so I don't see where it would throw him off to the point to where he's not able to play or to be played. in our lineup. So I do think that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope can be a solid player at 5.8. I wouldn't have an issue there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Lonzo Ball at 7K. I think that's usable. Brandon Ingram at 6.8 is another usable play. And don't forget, bro, they've had some really solid games against each other. Yo, Brandon Ingram is like KD light to me. He's like a light version of KD. I love his game. I really do. And I think he can play very well in this spot. We got Kyle Kuzma at 6.3 off of the bench. Should be a very solid play. Julius Randle. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Julius Randle. KCP won't play. He can't travel. Well, the game is still in California. He can't leave the state. So he should be good to play. He should be good to play. Let's get some news. Yeah, he can't. Yeah, Caldwell Pope will not play Wednesday against the Rockets because he's unavailable to leave the state of California. But he can go to the Bay, so he's good. He should be all good in the Bay, so he should be here. All right, then we've got Kevin Durant, 11.6. Wasn't a big fan of Durant last time against the Memphis Grizzlies, but I do like him as a late night hammer at 11.6 against the Lakers here. They've had some pretty decent games this season, and I really think that I think the homie gonna get up for this one. I think he's gonna get up for this one. He dropped 72 on him the last time in overtime. 66, 65. Ooh, man, that's dope. I was looking for the Lakers. Yeah, 72 against him last time in overtime. Both games against him have gone into overtime. So I think I think KD is in play here. We've got Klay Thompson, who I don't really love with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope defense. I don't really love him. Patrick McCaw at 3.7, only if he's starting. Draymond Green is 7.4. He could be back today. He really could. Let's take a look. Oh, Green, he's questionable. He got a shoulder. He's questionable. If he comes back, that kind of changes a lot about this game. If he comes back, it does. It changes a lot. The whole complexion of this team changes with Draymond Green on the court. So we got to get some more information in terms of who's going to be playing here. Like if Draymond Green is out, if Iguodala is out, that's going to put people like Omri Caspi in play. Jordan Bell 4.4. Blah. That's I don't love it. I don't love it. But this is going to be a good game, nonetheless. The good thing, and the bad thing about this game is it's a late joint, so we may not get information by time lineup lock. So if you really like a lot about this game and you really think you can get some money playing this game, make sure you make your presence felt in those piddly late swap joints. Make sure you do that. All right, make sure you do that because. All content contributors are active as players. Contributor screen names can be found on their respective RotoGrinders profile pages. Contributors reserve the right to use players or strategies not discussed in their content on RotoGrinders. But we don't do that here. We do not do that here. I don't reserve that right. I play who I'm talking about, and I talk about who I'm playing. I don't reserve that right to fool you or shit you in any way, shape, or form. Power to the people. So let's go ahead and hit up FanDuel and take a look and see what pricing discrepancies we can find. See where FanDuel kind of undervalues people. Let's take a look. Kristaps 9.5. No. Cantor 6.3. I don't love that one. Andre Drummond is 9.1 on FanDuel. He's 8.9 on DraftKings. I like him. Reggie is cheap, 5.4. I like Reggie against the Knicks. I do. I like him on DraftKings, and I like him on FanDuel too. That's a nice play in my opinion. I like that. Then we got New Orleans and Orlando. Elf is 6.9 on FanDuel, but he's like 5.6 on DraftKings. That like makes him a play for me on DraftKings, but it really does. Like I'm going to play Elfrid Payton tomorrow. I am. AD 11.3. DeMarcus Cousins, 11K. Both of those guys playable. Drew, 7.8. Mario Hezonja is 4.4. Yo, what's the price on Hezonja? And he's extremely streaky, man. It's not like, Hezonja some sure shot to ball out. He's 4.7, so he is cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. So I think he's a guy that we can consider. I really do. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Washington, Brooklyn, John Wall. They're letting you know what they think about John Wall. The dude is priced to the sky at 9.5. That means he's damn near a core play for me right now on DraftKings. He really is. Bradley Beal 8.4. He's priced up. I like him. Gortat 4.5. Yes, yo, Gortat is 4.5 on DraftKings. I mean on FanDuel, and he is 5.2 on DraftKings. That's $700 price difference where he should be $500 more. You see what I'm saying? That is a huge discount you're gonna get for Gortat, and that's a one shot, one kill. And I don't give a fuck. Nobody is gonna play Gortat tomorrow. Nobody is. But if I'm playing Wall, I'm playing Gortat. Those guys correlate, and they do so nicely. Hollis Jefferson 6.8. DeMar Carroll 4.7. That's usable. Dinwiddie at 7K. Okay. Ubi 4.4. Mike Scott is 5K on FanDuel. That's up. Clippers and the Rockets, 12K for James Harden. Well, they priced him like they you know they priced him like they know Chris Paul is out. So that's just what you're gonna get from that. But he is in play. He is in play. Eric Gordon 5.4. Nene 3.7. Don't see anything huge usable. Elf have one game. Elf is 2016 version of Bazemore. I'm playing him at 5.6. I'm playing him. I'm playing Elf, bro. Up tempo game. Orlando and the Pelicans. Yeah, I'm playing him. Okay, so Sweet Lou is 6.8. He's cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. That puts him in use. Dallas, Miami. Dragic is 6.1. Waiters 5.7. Olynyk 6.8. Richardson is cheaper on FanDuel. I'll make note of that. Barnes 6.6. Dennis Smith Jr. is 5.3 and he's 4.8 on DraftKings. That makes him a really solid play on DraftKings. It does. Wesley Matthews is 4.4. I like that. He's a little bit cheaper. All right. Charlotte and Milwaukee. Kemba 7.2 on FanDuel. Good Lord, that's cheap. 35 on FanDuel. You get that from Kemba and you're good. I kind of like that one. Bledsoe 7.2. That's another keeper play. Giannis is 12K here. Chris Middleton 7.7. Dwight Howard is 8.3. That's priced up. Nick Batum 6K. Jeremy Lamb is 5.7. Jeremy Lamb is 4.9 on DraftKings. Big discount over on DK for him. Then we got Atlanta and Oklahoma City. Schroeder 7.3. Baze is 5.8. That's a discount, I think. Let's take a look on DraftKings and see what Bazemore's price is on DK. Yeah, he's 6.1. He's 6.1 on DK, and on FanDuel, he's 5.8. That's gonna put him in play for me. Torian Prince at 5.3 too. Ersan 4.9. I like him. That's a discount because he's the same price on FanDuel as DraftKings. That's a discount against Carmelo Anthony that I do like. Yes. Miller 6.6. Westbrook is 11.5. Of course, he's gonna be in play. Yo, I like the pricing on FanDuel. If I get some discounts here, oh my god. Okay, Jamal Murray is 6.4 on FanDuel. That makes him a really nice play on DraftKings. It does, from a value standpoint. Chandler 4.7, blah. Jokic is 8.3. Man, that's usable. Yeah, he's 7.5 on DraftKings. Nurk is 6.8. Oh yes, Nurk looks like a nice one. Look at that. That is a discount. Okay, Nurkic on DraftKings is 6.4. Okay, and on FanDuel, on FanDuel he is 6.8. So he should be 6.97K. That's a discount for him. I like that. CJ McCollum is 6.9. That's another play I would call a discount. Let's go check him out on DraftKings. Just look at what CJ is over there. Okay, CJ is 7K. So he's cheaper on FanDuel. I like that. I like CJ being cheaper. I can get there. Evan Turner, Africa Minu, Shabazz cheaper at 3.7. Yo, this makes Shabazz like a must play on FanDuel almost at 3.7. Like he's cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. I like that. Will Barton 6.5. Okay. Then we got the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. Lonzo 7.4. Brandon Ingram 7K. KCP is 5'5". He's cheaper. I like that. Julius Randle, Kyle Kuzma priced up. Jordan Clarkson 4'3". Kevin Durant 11'5". Clay at 7'2". McCall, Bell. No big discounts here. So we made our initial player pool, dug it up, got some really good stuff. I really like this one. This is gonna be a nice slate, bro. The sunshine is forming in my pocket. I think we are gonna get to it. I think this is gonna be a nice one. I think this is I'm kind of feeling it. I'm kind of feeling it. Yeah, I think I am. I think this could be a nice one for us here. This is what we want to do. This is what we're gonna do here. I really feel like this could be a nice slate for us. So, if you want to come and join us, man, come check us out. This is gonna be a good one. I'm ready.
I got this feeling inside my bones.
That's what I mean when it's time to ball. Let's get it in, okay? Let's get it in. A quick question for the homie Charles Jarvis. Does DVP matter if the point guard is passed first? Yes, because it's in terms of overall success. And they're doing it from a fantasy scoring perspective, not from a point scoring perspective. DVP does matter. It's just, don't trust the DraftKings DVP. When you open up your DraftKings app and you see it and you're like, oh my God, oh, there's a red 1 next to him. Don't trust that. That's bullshit. Go to another place. Like, RotoQL does a really good job with their DVPs. You know what I'm saying? They do that. And then one of the homies does like a perfect lineup strategy thing around DFS. So that's a good one too. So, yeah, man, this is really solid shit, bro. So, like I always plead to a lot of you, man, find yourself a DFS home, whether it is here with the DFS Sweatshop, who I feel is the very best in the game, or it is Fantasy Phenom, or Run DFS, or DFS Anonymous. No matter where it is, man, you find a good DFS home, guys that you can kick it with and keep it real. Let them know exactly what you're doing. Let you know what they're doing, and you can attack this thing as a team. Find that, bro. Find that. And if you want to join this one, it's very simple, man. You go to the website, www.dfssweatshop.com. You can join for a monthly program. It's $14.99 per month, 50 cents a day. Have a cup of coffee, 2 punk-ass quarters a day. Or you can join us for a calendar year, at $119.99 a month. You can definitely do that. No matter what you do, man, find a DFS fam and get ingratiated in that family, man. And stay away from the bullshit, bro. Like, stay away from the bullshit. All the shit that tells you that we don't have to tell you who we're playing. We can just lie to you and then tell you we like somebody and not play that person. Fuck that. Like, fuck that. Go where they keep it real at. And here in the sweatshop, we keep it real. We keep it honest. And we always keep it 300. Peace.